welcome to the Art of Decluttering podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Kirsty Amy from Feels Like Home Professional Organisers.
And I'm Amy Revell from Simply Organised. We can't wait to share with you all our tips and tricks to help you declutter and keep your home and family organised.
If you'd like to engage with the podcast further, you can find us at the Art of Decluttering on Facebook.
Let's get started.
Wow, what a week it's been for the Art of Decluttering podcast. We have seen our podcast skyrocket from 400 people listening at the beginning of this week to now over 4,000 downloads. It has been incredible, and Amy and I are so encouraged and feel so supported for having all of you listeners tune in. So as our way of saying thank you, for the month of August 2017, we are offering our packages at a discount of 10%. So if you live in Melbourne and you'd love a session with Amy, then please get in contact with her. And if you live in Sydney and you'd like a session with me, Kirsty, then please head on over to our websites and get in contact with us. Also wanted to remind you, beautiful listeners, of our IKEA off that is happening on the 6th of August. So if you haven't heard about our IKEA off that we're having a competition between Amy and some of our listeners, then head on over to the wardrobes episode and you can learn more. Or head over to our Facebook page, The Art of Decluttering, and you can see a promo of it over there. We'd love to have as many people challenge Amy as possible to become the super IKEA fan. So get on board the competition and let us know if you think you can beat Amy. We hope you enjoy this episode. And again, we just want to say thank you so much for your support and encouragement. And we hope you enjoy.
You've joined us for episode number 5 of The Art of Decluttering. Today we'll be talking about decluttering and organising your fridge. So Kirsty, tell me about your fridge and how it makes a difference having it organised.
It is mind-blowingly different.
You're a little too excited about your fridge, I think.
No, probably. I don't think I'm ever quite as excited as you get about all things organised. You are my benchmark for excitement and passion, my friend.
Yeah, I'm fairly anal in my fridge.
Yes, well, we just try not to have too much in it, so it doesn't need much organising.
Yeah, okay. So do you have like systems within the fridge, or is it just minimal? Is that the system?
Minimal and systems, yeah, there's certain places that everything has to go back into.
Excellent.
But we don't have very much in there in way of organising because we just don't have that much in there.
How often do you do your grocery shopping and fresh food and that
weekly.
Kind of thing? Okay, beautiful.
Weekly.
Yeah. We do it weekly as a big one, but then there's often a nick and get some bread or different things like that during the week.
Yeah, we do that too. And we only have 2 children, so it makes it... And my 2 children are fuss pots when it comes to eating too.
How annoying.
So much, my eldest is awesome, actually. I shouldn't bag him out with the rest of her. Oliver is fantastic, actually. Emily is takes after her mother.
You're a picky eater.
Yes, she's a very picky eater.
Okay.
So we don't have... And we tend to do lots of fresh food cooking. So our fruit and veg containers are chock-a-block full. Yep. But the rest of it's not so much.
Okay.
I have worked with lots of clients who have had chock-a-block full fridges. Yeah. And I love organising fridges.
Yeah, I've got a client whose fridge you would struggle at any point to put a salad in. You know, when you go over to someone's house and you're having a barbie and they say bring a salad and you get to the house and you pop it in the fridge.
Yeah.
One of my clients, I'm pretty sure in all the times I've been there, you could never fit a salad in her fridge. So that's not ideal because then things are constantly getting lost and leftovers are going off and you're discovering mould all the time because there's a sour cream at the back that's gone skanky.
So again, getting back to our intro, the reason I'm here is because of my husband.
Yeah.
And my husband is very, very good at cleaning out the fridge weekly. Like when we go to do our grocery lists, that's when he'll pull out everything. We'll go to write down what veggies we need and we go through the veggie container and
that's
chuck
good.
out everything while we're doing the list.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's Simon's number one tip for you.
Do you tend to find that at the end of a week there's many fruit and veg that you wouldn't use? Honestly.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Hey, all honesty here. There's all truth and all transparency.
Correct.
In the art of decluttering. Yes, there is definitely fruits and veggies that I buy and go, oh, I really want to eat this week, and it never ends up working its way into the meal.
Yep.
So yes.
So I would say
fruit, not so much veggies.
Yeah, well, I can't remember the last time we threw a vegetable out that wasn't eaten.
So we don't throw out very much fruit because fruit gets eaten over veggies.
Yeah, right.
And there's not that many veggies that don't get eaten.
Yeah.
It might be because we cut up the celery and put it in a Tupperware container.
Yeah, so this is a really good tip, Kirst. So tell people about what you do when you get home with a what's it called? A thing of celery. I was going to say a stick. A stalk. That feels like just the one bit. Yeah. A bunch of celery?
Bunch.
Let's go with bunch
of celery.
Yeah. Tell us what you do with it.
So, yes, with everything, can we cut up our celery as soon as it comes into the house, as soon as we come in from grocery shopping, and anything that can be cut up to be stored in smaller containers we do. I don't pre-prepare a lot of food.
No, neither do we.
But I know that does help lots of families. So cutting up all the veggies when they come home works for lots of families.
We pre-prepare it in the sense that when we bring home say broccoli, we cut it into the florets.
Ah, do you?
You like that fancy word that I knew? So we cut it into the florets and then keep it, so when it's time to cook it, we just grab out however much we need and steam it or pop it in whatever we're cooking.
Oh,
so that's a little bit of pre-preparing.
Yeah, see, we only do that with celery.
We do it with celery too.
Any really big things.
Yeah.
Like leeks, we used to do it with.
We used to do it with leeks. Yep.
And spring onions, because anything that's smelly as well, we also containerize.
Good idea. Yes, you containerize them. Do you use the Tupperware Fridge Smart or whatever they're called now, the ones with the breathable nozzles and stuff?
Have I already mentioned my husband's unpassion of Tupperware?
Oh, he just doesn't like it, as a whole blanket statement, doesn't like it.
He is absolutely can see the purpose of Tupperware.
Yep,
he absolutely does not like the price of Tupperware.
No, fair enough. But it is good product if you're using it for what it's intended. I've seen people use Tupperware, expensive Tupperware, for the most stupid purposes, and I just feel like saying, well, why don't you just spend the $2 one that you're actually using that for?
Yeah. We do have some Tupperware in our fridge. We love the deli meat.
Yes, me too.
So we have...
They're called Fridge Smarts, just so you know.
Thank you, my knower of all product names in the whole of ever.
Yes.
You are the go-to girl, Ames. You really are.
It's a bit sad, really. I forget my own mother's name, but I can tell you, the name of every IKEA product ever released. So... Tell me what you use then in the fridge to keep things fresh, like your celery. So
celery, we just use a basic container with a lid.
Okay.
So I don't think it is an IKEA Tupperware.
Is it?
It is.
And please don't ever call it IKEA Tupperware again.
I know IKEA and Tupperware are going to sue us, aren't they?
Well, I'm going to sue you if you do it again.
An IKEA plastic tub.
Yes, excellent.
We use that for the celery, and we also, another one that I love is, I think it might be a decor one with the tray underneath built into it so that the water drips down. Yeah. And then we do have a Tupperware Deli Smart, the Fridge Smart Deli range. And then we obviously leftovers and get when we've cut up half an onion, they get put into a decor container and put in the fridge. And leftover mash and anything.
Good idea.
All leftovers get put in there, but as I said, Simon is very ruthless. He goes through every couple of days with the leftovers and chucks them out, and then once a week. He's a champion.
Welcome to our house. house anytime he likes.
I often have girlfriends wanting to hire him.
Hire a hubby.
Yeah, hire a hubby, but not hire a hubby. Look, we're going to get sued from everybody today using the name in our podcast. Yes, he is a gem, and I love him, and I'm very thankful for him.
Yeah, that's very impressive. I don't just want to talk about containers because I don't want us to be the product podcast.
No.
But any other tricks that you use in your fridge that is helpful for you?
What's really helpful is putting like with like. I think we'll say this in every single episode. Have like with like. So the butters go together, the spreads go together. In the door, we have all the sauces together and all the garlic and sour creams together and
brilliant
cheeses up the top. And so we know exactly where we're going, and everybody in our house knows where to get things.
Perfect.
So we do have another container that is nameless, just a cup, and that's where we put the cheese sticks in. My kids love cheese sticks, so they just live in a tall tumbler.
Yep, that's all it needs.
Yeah, just something to contain it.
Sometimes we just make things too complicated, I think.
Yeah, and so we often have cups in our fridge for like asparagus and things.
Don't they go floppy?
No, because you put them in a cup of water. So you fill up the cup with a little bit of water, and that helps to keep them fresh.
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. I've learned something new.
You can do that with broccolini. You can do it with any of those type of. Yeah, and then you put them in a cup and put them in the fridge door, actually. It's what we do.
Can I tell you a trick that I learned once that has really changed the way I keep a few of my fruit and veggies?
Would love to hear it.
Well, here it goes. And for anyone that's actually a food scientist, if I get it wrong, please let us know otherwise.
Yes.
But I've heard that broccoli emits a particular... It's not really a pheromone because that's like what men emit, but it's a particular chemical that ages other fruit and veggies.
Yes.
So if you don't have it contained in its own container, whatever that chemical is that it releases actually makes, say, your carrots go off quicker or your celery go off quicker. And the same with bananas.
I reckon you've heard that from a Tupperware salesperson.
Possibly. I've heard it over the years, and it has made a big difference. If I want like an avocado to ripen quicker, I'll just put it in our banana box. Yeah.
We do the same.
There you go. There must be some kind of truth in it then.
There is. Tell me about your fridge, Amy.
My fridge is pretty organised. One of the things that has really helped us is when we bought our fridge. Now, obviously, if you already own your fridge, this is, not for you. But I actually took my Tupperware to, I think we bought it from the Good Guys, and tried it out in the different fridges. So as ridiculous as that seems, I figured we're spending like $1,100 on a fridge or whatever it was at the time, and we've spent a lot of money on our Tupperware, and I want them both to work for me. So I took them in there with me. I had just a bag with a few different samples of what the sizes were. So our fridge has a meat little tray that you pull out that you can keep your cold meats in. Yeah. And the beautiful thing is my containers that we do keep our cold meats in fit there exactly. They not an inch of space around them, and that works really well. We keep all our vegetables on one entire shelf. So a trick that we use is that we keep our containers that we keep our veggies in the fridge at all times, so they don't sit in a drawer or a cupboard when they're not full, because then they get warm, and then when you put your veggies in it straight from the supermarket and put it straight in the fridge, it actually changes the temperature of the fruit and veg. So we keep our containers for cold meats. So our cold meats and all our vegetable containers are always kept in the fridge. So we have a whole shelf that's purely for vegetables. Nothing else goes on there. We have a dairy shelf, and the dairy shelf also has eggs on it. So it's eggs, blocks of cheese, feta. We've got our parmesan on there, whatever dairy products we've got, sour cream and whatever. And then the top shelf is for leftovers or special things, like if I'm making a salad, or at the moment we've got a bit of my birthday cake left over, that's in the top of the fridge. So that shelf has no specific purpose, and when there's nothing special in there, that shelf can just be completely clear.
That's like our bottom shelf.
Yeah. Well, look, if you're making jelly cups for a birthday party or something, you then don't have to reshuffle a whole fridge, because I know I've got vegetables, meat, dairy, and I've got a spare shelf. So at the moment, the spare shelf, as I said, has some birthday cake on it. It has the pasta sauce I've defrosted for tonight's dinner. Yeah. So the other thing that's worth noting is in fridge doors, there's usually a limit of the amount of weight that you should put in a fridge door, and it's not usually at all relevant to the amount of space they then provide in the fridge door. So my fridge door can take about 20 litres of milk if I, just line them up along the compartments where bottles fit. However, the limit on my fridge door is 7 kilos, which is ridiculous, but it's worth knowing because you can actually ruin your fridge doors, which are not under warranty. So for us on the dairy shelf, when we buy our milk, we say buy 4 2-litre bottles, 2 go in the door and 2 actually go up on the dairy shelf. So just keep that in mind. That's a little free tip.
Thank you. You know how most fridges have the veggie drawer and the fruit compartments? Have you taken those drawers out and restocked it with Tupperware?
No. So we've got a big one and then a smaller one. The big one is completely full of apples. That's all that fits in there because we have an appleaholic in our family, and I'd probably buy 4 or 5 kilos a week, and we go through them. So one drawer is completely apples and the other drawer is then mandarins, or if we buy oranges or whatever, different fruit.
Yeah, awesome.
Yep, so we don't keep any fruit in Tupperware, and then we just have our bananas in the fruit bowl on the bench.
Yes, that's what we do too.
Yeah.
We are twins, aren't we?
We really are. We think alike. So having a fridge that's organised can actually make such a difference to meal preparation because you then are using what you have and you're not spending money on buying things you already have in the fridge, like a tartar sauce or, barbecue sauce or things that you don't use every night but can be a real waste of money when you're repurchasing it all the time.
Yes, that just harps back to our last episode when we were talking about making a plan, doing meal planning for your dinner. So I very much encourage people to do meal plans. It saves you so much money, and it doesn't mean, like in our house we just write out the 5-6 dinners and then whatever we feel like on that day we choose.
We're the same.
I'm not a hard and fast like Tuesday has to be this dinner. It's like, what do we feel like today? Or if something changes, like the kids end up having something on that night that wasn't thought of at the beginning of the week. And then obviously I do have some dinners. We're out 3 nights a week with after school activities.
Okay.
So I do have to plan around those, which dinners are going to be quick and easy to do.
Yeah, great idea.
From school.
Otherwise you just end up resorting to eggs on toast, or if you've got the capacity, it's takeaway.
But other people do.
Yeah, of course. Other people. No, not you, other people, of course. A friend of yours.
A friend of mine. Clearly we're not going to be sponsored by Macca's either anytime soon.
I love it. So I've got one last quick tip. Thank you. About the fridge. So we buy blocks of butter for when I'm baking and stuff. Yes. But what I really hate is when you cut 125 grams off and you've kind of got the rest of the butter block, and it's just annoying. Some people just sit it in the fridge. But what I've found is really helpful is to just have a clear container that you can pop the remainder in. It's so good. It's such a simple. I think the container cost me maybe $1.25 or $1.50 from Coles. And it is such an awesome thing to be able to just keep the offcuts of your butter. And then when I'm cooking, I can just grab whatever offcuts I need and cook away. I know it's a really simple tip, but it really does make a difference for me.
No, that's so good because I do the same, but we don't. I often just rewrap it in Glad wrap.
Oh, yes, see, I hate that.
And I put it up in the top container, and I am quite short. So I cannot often see in that top container because we've got an upside-down fridge.
Oh, see, no.
No, we can talk about that next week.
Okay, all right.
So the top shelf in my door is quite hard for me to see.
Yes, so understandably.
Simon will often go, but we have bacon. And I'm like, can you not put it in that container because I can't see in there because I am short.
Well, that's where we keep our butter too, but we have the better fridge, so what can I say?
Coffee.
Awesome.
My daughter's favourite saying at the moment, she's been watching too much Barbie.
Oh, that's hilarious.
She's like,
I'm so glad to have boys.
Yeah, she's like, obvi.
What does it even mean?
Obvious.
Oh, right. Oh, obvious. That's what it means.
Anyway, back on to what we're talking about, fridges and freezers and how you hate upside-down freezers. We can talk about that next week.
Yeah, next week we're going to be talking about freezers. So I think we've given you all our best top tips for today, don't you think, Kirst?
Yes. Clean out. Make sure you've got only what you need in there. Make sure you shop to a meal plan so that you know what's in your fridge and look there before you go shopping.
Absolutely.
Keep like with like and have a place for everything and everything.
Like with like. Love it. I love it. Thanks for sharing today, Kirsty. I loved all your ideas around the fridge.
Oh, thanks, Amy, for joining us here.
Awesome.
We hope that you listeners are enjoying what we have to share. And we can't wait to see you, hear from you, talk to you, engage with you again next week.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. If you've learnt something awesome today, do a girlfriend a favour and share this episode so she too can learn the art of decluttering.
You can find me, Amy, over at simplyorganised.net or on Facebook at simplyorganisedpo.
You can find me, Kirsty, over at feelslikehome.net.au or on Facebook as Feels Like Home PO. Don't forget, you can see the show notes in your podcast app, so if there's anything you want more information on, then check it out there. If you love what you hear, we would really appreciate you leaving a review on iTunes, and you can always subscribe to us.
We hope you've enjoyed listening and that you've learned some great tips and tricks to help you declutter and keep your home organised. We hope you have a great rest of your day and enjoy the freedom.